I was never a fan of borrowing friends' clothes, and I did not like when friends would ask to borrow my clothes. One of my friends used to get an attitude because she knew if she asked me if she could borrow something, I was going to be like, no. I think it's crazy that people would try to gaslight you as if you're selfish or something because you don't want to share your clothes. At the time, I wasn't able to explain or articulate, not that it needed an explanation, but I don't even think that I completely understood why I just didn't like doing stuff like that. But it was a point of time where I used to get teased about certain clothes because at one point my family was having a bit of a challenging time when my mom and dad got divorced. And so then my mom had given some money to my aunt to take us to this swap meet to get our school clothes. So we go, me and my siblings go with my aunt to the swap meet, but we were picking out fake cross colors at the time. This was like in the 90s. So we were getting cross colors, but it was spelled differently. It wasn't spelled the proper way. And so kids were laughing about it and, like teasing. So then I was just like, ugh. When I was able to just save my own like lunch money, I would start saving stuff, my allowances, and go shopping and pick out clothes at the mall. And then that's when I got into shopping clearance sales, and I was just being very mindful of shopping. And so my mom was able to teach us that lesson of the value of money and how to make your money stretch, because we didn't want to go shopping on the sale rack when we were with her. However, when she was just like, fine, here's X amount of money, you're going to do your own school shopping. And it was like, oh, okay. We quickly got it after that. But I was finding deals, finding stuff that I liked, and I was figuring out my own style. I had more friends wanting to start borrowing my clothes then. But at that point, it's like, I worked hard for this. I worked for these clothes, or I used my money to buy these clothes, and I want to care for them in a way that I know someone else is not going to care for it. And it's like when I did let somebody borrow my clothes and then I retrieved it back, it was stretched out because maybe they were not really the same size as me. My shirts would be stretched out, or it would have an odor because they didn't wash it, and it was just so gross to me. So yeah, I don't I'm not a fan of borrowing clothes. And I bring this up because there was a TikTok that popped up, and this girl was talking about going to pretend she was going to borrow her friend's clothes because she found out her bestie is actually dating her ex-boyfriend. So she was like, I'm not going to curse her out. I'm just going to go borrow her clothes and not return them and stuff. And it was just like, oh, yeah, I've never been a fan of borrowing clothes like that. So that came to mind for anyone that needs it.